Hey guys, what is happening? Hussein here from Barber and Kilos. While Brandon is out there getting married, I'm here keeping his channel nice and warm for him. So a massive thanks to Brandon for allowing me to come on his channel, featuring me once again. Always a pleasure doing one of these videos for him. Today's video is hopefully going to be a informative one for you guys, just to help you get around a few sticking points here and there. Today's video is all about mistakes that are holding you back. And when I mean holding you back, that could be either holding you back from, let's say, a total that you're trying to achieve, overall gym performance, in terms of prep for a competition, all sorts. So these are common mistakes I see, and common mistakes that could potentially be holding you back from achieving whatever you want to achieve. So let's get straight into it. Instead of looking at my ugly face, even though I think I'm better looking than Brandon, I'm going to overlay this entire video with some training footage just so you can see what my training's about also. So let's get straight into it, and let's get straight into the first mistake I see, and that is poor recovery. So this is something I see all the time. Obviously, each and every one of us go through different stresses of life, whether it being a 9-to-5 job, whether it being a student, whether it being somebody working at retail, or whether it being somebody just being a full-time parent, for example. We go through so many stresses of life, and recovery is probably one of the most common mistakes I see out there. We're not allowing our body to recover enough. Obviously, this is not just about the stresses of life, but this is what you do as soon as you get out of the gym. Your recovery should start the moment you step out foot, let's say, out of the gym. As soon as you're done with your session, recovery should be the main focus, and this can be done in a few different ways. Obviously, I'm talking about the amount of rest you get. Obviously, everybody needs a varying amount of rest. I like to sleep between 8 to 10 hours. I go to sleep as early as possible, set my alarm for about 8 or 10 hours later, and then wake up, obviously, if I'm not doing anything, that is. Some of us obviously train in different methods. For example, I squat, bench and deadlift 3 times a week, all on the same day. Therefore, my recovery needs to be on point. I try and do as much as possible in terms of Epsom salt baths, ZMAs, ice baths, whatever you can to help you recover, do it. Use any tool necessary to help you kind of perform better for your next session. The next point I'd like to make is not consuming enough food and liquid. And when I mean liquid, I mean water, I mean proper hydration. This point relates to recovery, so they both link together. You'll find that this mistake is easily done. The reason being is obviously through our normal day jobs. So if you're a student working retail or working, as I said, a 9-to-5 job, you'll find consuming food is not easy. You'll find that sometimes you don't consume enough liquids. You need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of, let's say, how much food you consume, how much liquids you're getting down. Carry a bottle of water with you. Make sure every half an hour you're drinking some water. Obviously, it's hard to do so when you work in retail, but just be aware of what you're doing. A lot of people are not aware of all the kind of how much water they consume. Once you tally up, you've only drunk a few cups here and there. So I like to drink 2-litre bottles in my entire day. That helps me recover better and helps me perform well when it comes to my next training session. This is also a point that I found very, very beneficial during Ramadan. I fasted during Ramadan, so getting enough food and liquid. Liquid is the main kind of helping point in terms of my performance during Ramadan. Getting enough of liquids in me, I was able to go into my session not feeling dehydrated, not feeling fatigued. My recovery was there, and I had enough energy to perform at an optimal standard. So make sure you're aware of how much food and liquids you're consuming through the day. Obviously, there is tools out there like MyFitnessPal to track how much food you're consuming. Just be aware of what you're doing and make sure you're tracking everything possible. So another mistake I see, and this is something I've only seen this once I started doing YouTube and watching more YouTube videos. I see it mainly in the comment section below, where I get comments as well on my videos where they say, I tried this but it's not working, you did this and it seems to work for you. Do not emulate something you see on YouTube, in the magazines, in books, or what your friends are doing. Go and find out what works for you. Not everybody's body is built in the same way. Everybody's motor patterns are different. We might find that person A has a longer femur, therefore he can't perform something in a certain way. Somebody's, let's say, wingspan is a lot shorter than person B. You need to go and figure out what works for you. That's why on my videos, I never impose a certain technique or form for anybody. This is things that work for me. Go out and find what works for you, what works for your body type. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to figure out the correct technique, the correct squatting style, deadlifting style, benching style. Don't just see something on YouTube and go, okay, I'm going to do that because he's done it. No, that's not how it works. You need to go out there, experiment, and have a feel for things. Over time, you'll find that you'll develop better in terms of as an athlete and approach things in a certain way, and then you'll develop. For example, take my my squats. I used to see this, I used to see somebody do that. It eventually got to a point where I just had to take a step back and go, okay, I'm now going to tailor my squat around my physique, around my body, around my body's composition and my motor patterns. Do that, take a time out of the gym, learn what works for you, find what works for you. So this mistake is a very, very common mistake, especially within the YouTube world and let's say newbies out there who are just venturing on their first journey into the gym or powerlifting program and so forth. Stop jumping from one program to another, stick to it, put the time and effort and the consistency behind it to see if it actually works for you. There might be something that you can take out of it and learn from it and apply it to something else. If it doesn't work, fair enough, it doesn't work. You've at least given the time and effort behind it, because I guarantee you there will be something you can take out from any program and kind of learn something valuable from that. I used to do 531 and I was on 531 and beyond 531 for a good 2.5 years. It was very beneficial to me, very beneficial in terms of my programming, my studies towards becoming a strength and conditioning coach. I learned so much in that 2.5 years, and that's something that I've been able to adapt in terms of my own DP method of training, and I've been able to be consistent at what I do. Stop program hopping, put the time and effort into it. Obviously, if you're a novice, anything's going to work, but once you get to a stage where, let's say, a simple 5x5 or 5x3 or whatever stops working, and you decide to go onto a different program, make sure you're willing to invest the time and patience that goes into kind of running a program. The final point I like to make, and the final mistake I see all the time, is inconsistency. The thing about this point is it sums up everything that I've talked about: being inconsistent in your recovery, being inconsistent in terms of how much food or liquid you get, inconsistent in your programming. It all plays a part. Be consistent, approach everything with patience, consistency, be respectful to what you do. Over time, you'll find that you develop in a much better and reasonable fashion. Everything needs time. Nothing's going to happen just by the click of your finger. Dedicate the time and effort behind what you do, and I guarantee you 100% you'll find yourself performing better in the gym, whether your goals being powerlifting, bodybuilding, wanting to chase a certain total, wanting to chase a certain PR. So these are all mistakes that I see, obviously mistakes that I've been a victim of in the past, mistakes that I've been able to erase from my programming and develop myself as a better athlete. Obviously, this is something that when I coach somebody, it's something that we try and take a look at instantly so we can take it out of their programming, out of their system, and hopefully help them develop in a better rate, and obviously with the hope of them performing at a more optimal fashion. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Massive thanks to Brandon for allowing me to come on his channel once again. Hope he's having a good wedding. Hope to see him back soon as well. Thank you guys for watching, appreciate the support. Let me know below what you thought of this video. If there's any mistakes that I might not have covered or something that you might not have agreed with, let's have a talk about it, let's interact with each other, and I hopefully see you guys in the near future. In the meantime, as always, eat all the food, make gains, hit PRs, peace.
Before we go, just a quick reminder, I'm partnered up with the National Academy of Sports Medicine, who's offering a 2-week free trial of their services. So if you've ever really wanted to get into personal training, this is a great opportunity for you to do so. Just go to myusatrainer.com/CampbellFitness to find out more information. All right.